What's going on, everybody? It's your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Devereaux Davis, and we're doing a real quick mock draft. We're going to do one round. We're going to do all 32 teams, all the teams that's involved with the first round. We're going to have trades in this one, and we're using Pro Football Network Draft Simulator to do this first mock draft. And we're going to go ahead, and with the draft being about a few weeks out, we want to go ahead and get down to the nitty-gritty of what's going to happen with the first round at least. So we're going to have Aiden Hutchinson starting off with Jacksonville being the first overall pick in this draft, the edge from Michigan. He's going to go to Jacksonville. They need to work on their defense a little bit. They need to get a fearsome pass rush between him and Josh Allen, so that's going to be perfect for years to come. They did enough with their offensive line that they don't need to go offensive line and reach for a Neal or a Kwanu. They're going to go with the clear-cut number one overall player in this draft, which is Aiden Hutchinson. Moving on to number 2 now. We got, and by the way, we got trades in this one. We're going to try to push. I got at least 4 trades that can happen in this draft, in this first round of the draft. So we're going to go ahead, go to number 2. Number 2 right now, it's pretty much a toss-up between a few players for Detroit. They go quarterback Malik Willis. He's shot up a lot of boards. They could go Kyle Hamilton. They go Trayvon Walker if they want to go defense. But I feel at the end of the day, they could also go KT. But I feel at the end of the day, Dan Campbell's going to pick a player that's going to fit under his mold of type of players. So with the offensive line not being a need, they're definitely going to go defense. I don't think Sauce Gardner is going to come into play here. They don't really need a cornerback right now. But they do need a safety. And they're going to go with Kyle Hamilton right now at number 2 overall. I know it's a stretch for a safety, but we're going to have Kyle Hamilton on the board, number 2 for Detroit. Moving on to number 3 now, we got Houston. Houston has a need at offensive line at right tackle if they keep Lomi Tunsil at left to keep Davis Mills upright. However, anywhere else, they got 2 picks in this first round, so they don't have to really reach. They want to go with the best player that's going to fit their type of football. So I believe Akeem Ekwonu is going to fit. He's a top offensive lineman, in my opinion, and he's going to go number 3 overall to Houston. Jets now on the board, number 4. And now this is when Sauce Gardner comes into play. KT comes into play. Hamilton's off the board. Will they go offensive lineman Neal? They don't necessarily have to. I believe Saleh, their coach, he likes edge rushers. So Trayvon Walker, is he better than KT? In my opinion, no. The clear-cut winner in this should be KT. They're going to go KT over Sauce Gardner and Trayvon Walker right now on offensive lineman. At number 5 now, we got my New York Giants, who's on the board. And it worked perfectly for them. They got Evan Neal dropping down to them right now. But that 5th pick seemed like such a sexy grab now for a lot of teams that's looking to get ahead of the Carolina Panthers, who desperately need a quarterback. So I believe this is a very tradable pick, and they're going to get a ton of offers and a ton of players and a ton of draft picks in return. So let's see what's the options here. I'm going to propose a trade to a few teams. There's Seattle, New Orleans, Carolina, Atlanta, Minnesota, right? But the team with a lot of capital, and I think the Giants want to get a first-round pick next year. So in case DJ doesn't pan out, they can move up with one of those 2 picks and get the first overall pick, or move up and get a higher pick in next year's draft. So who has all the draft capital in the world right now? Seattle does. If you trade with Seattle, you also stay close to that 5th pick by having the 9th pick overall, because they have the 9th pick overall. So let's go to Seattle right now and make a trade proposal, okay? So we got New York, we got Seattle. Let's see if they'll accept it, okay? Boom, next. Okay. I'm figuring the Giants put the 5th pick up. Okay, so we're going to put the 5th pick. Seattle gives me the 9th pick. But we also going to get Seattle's first pick next year. Not the Denver pick. Let's get Seattle's first pick next year. And one of the 2s that they have this year, just to move up 4 spots. So let's see if they'll accept this. The 9th pick overall, the 40th pick overall this year, because they have 40 and 41. which is in the second round, and the first round for Seattle next year. Not the first round for Denver, the first round for Seattle next year. So let's see if they'll accept that for the 5th overall. I'm going to propose it. I want to get 4 picks. I want to do this year's ninth, 2 of the second rounds this year and 2 of the second rounds next year, because they have 2 first and 2 second rounds next year. But I think they really want to get that first also next year. They have 2 firsts next year. So let's see if this is good enough for Malik Willis. Trade's accepted. So Giants are getting back. No, the 9 overall. They're going to come down from 5, go down to number 9. They're going to get next year's first from Seattle, and they're also going to get a second round this year. So trade's accepted. Boom. Seattle needs to get Malik Willis, the quarterback, desperately. For me, I believe he's the top quarterback in this draft. I also believe he's poor man's Russell Wilson. So he'll work perfectly there in Seattle. Moving on to Carolina, who I think wanted Malik Willis, but they're going to go more the offensive line route. They're going to go ahead and slide Evan Neal right here. And Carolina got Evan Neal. Moving on to number 7, New York Giants again, back on the board. So with their second pick, they're not going to trade this one. This one, I think they're going to go O-line. They're going to definitely go Charles Cross, who I think they really liked. They went to his pro day, and he's really wowed them with his footwork. So I think they're going to go the route of Charles Cross. So it was no harm, no foul in this one. They got, Let me flip that. They're not going to go Charles Cross here. They're going actually going Sauce Gardner here, because I believe they want to get Sauce Gardner before Atlanta gets him at number 8, because I think he's an option for Atlanta. So they have to go ahead and slot in Sauce Gardner here. I jumped the gun real quick. So slot in Sauce Gardner at number 7 for the Giants. Number 8 now, Atlanta. Atlanta needs wide receiver, and they also need a pass rush. They desperately need a pass rush. So I'm going to go Trayvon Walker here, the Georgia product. He's going to stay in Georgia, and he's going to play for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, moving on to number 9, the Giants. Now they're going to get Charles Cross before the Jets get their hands on him, because they can also go offensive tackle too. But I believe the Giants are going to go ahead and slot in Mr. Cross right there, and you're going to have Cross and Gardner as their 2 picks, and not bad at all, okay? Moving on to number 10, the Jets. This is wide receiver for me. They already went edge rusher. I believe they're going to go wide receiver route right now and go ahead and slot in the best wide receiver in the draft, Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. So you can pencil him in there. Washington's on the board now. Washington go a few different ways. They don't really have a good the linebacker. I think linebacker's a route they could go, but I don't think they want to go Lloyd right now. I think that's a little bit early for him. Too rich for me. They could go a few different ways to go offensive lineman to replace Brandon Sheriff, or they could go the wide receiver route to help give Carson Wentz some weapons. Now, I believe, in my opinion, it's also always offensive lineman to keep your quarterback successful and upright. They already got Terry McCarron at wide receiver. So let's slot in an offensive lineman here. I like Tyler Linderbaum. I feel like he screams Washington Commanders. I'm going to go Tyler Linderbaum, man. Do I want to go Tyler Linderbaum? No. This one's such a coin flip, man. Do they want to go the wide receiver route? Yeah, let's go. My mind says wide receiver. Jameson Williams from Alabama, even though he's hurt, I believe he's going to slide in real nice down the line with Washington. So let's just put him there, and he screams Washington Commanders for me. All right, moving on to number 12 now, Minnesota. Minnesota cornerback is the need. So cornerbacks, who they're going to get? They're going to go Derek Stingley Jr. from LSU. Slide him in there at cornerback, and he's your starting cornerback. If he's able to play, if he's finally able to stay on the field healthy, he's going to be a number 1 cornerback. Moving on to number 13, and this is where trade comes into play for me. I believe the 13 pick with Houston, I believe Philly might want to move up right now. With this, Philly might want to jump Baltimore to potentially get their hands on Tyler Linderbaum. before Baltimore gets him. So let's see. Maybe they could give one of these picks. Maybe they give the 15th. Let's propose something. Let's see if they accept it. When I did this before, I don't think they accepted it. Who's the pick? It's for Houston. Okay. And we're going with the 13th pick. All right. So we slot in. I tried. Houston have a lot of picks next year. Philly has a lot of picks this year, right? Houston has a lot of picks these next 2 years. They got a lot of draft capital. So 13 for 15. And then when I tried a second round pick, they declined it. But let me see if they'll take it now. Philly has the 51st pick in the second round this year, so that could be a little too low for them. But let's see if they take that. So the 15th and the 51st for the 13th this year, and that was declined. Let's try again. We're gonna try the second next year. They might be asking for a whole lot more, man. Just to move up 2 slots. That's kind of a lot. That's kind of. I'm gonna try to force this one as far as picks are concerned. Let's give up for the 13th pick. Let's give it the 15th this year, a second next year, and let's give up the 166th pick, which is in 6th round, I believe, or maybe even the 5th round this year for the 13th pick. So it's gonna be a first, a second, and a 5th. And let's see if they accept that. Wow, it's been declined. So, I mean, I'm not giving up more than that. So, that trade's not going to happen. So, Houston's going to stay on the board. So, let's go with Houston now, selecting. They already picked up Aquanu. So, let's say they're going to go with an edge rusher. This is where Jermaine Johnson comes into play for me. And they're going to go ahead and pick up an edge rusher in Jermaine Johnson. All right? A pretty great draft right now for Houston. Baltimore now, and I think Philly want to jump over to get Linderbaum. Baltimore going to definitely need some offensive line help. I believe their needs right now are as followed: offensive tackle, cornerback, defensive tackle, offensive guard, wide receiver. I'm going to go with... Let's check out the offensive line a little bit. They got Trevor Penn there at old tackle, and let's keep Lamar Jackson on the field and upright, and let's go Trevor Penn right now. So Philly's on the board now, and I believe they soured up for Linderbaum. They no longer, they couldn't trade up. I feel they're probably going to keep all 3 of their picks, and they're just going to go all defense now. So at the 15th pick, because they couldn't trade up or whatever, I like Linderbaum, but listen, I believe it was just something I was trying for the draft and to see if it works. I believe they're going to go with Jordan Davis route. Defensive tackle, I think he moved up the board. He's going to replace Fletcher Cox in a year or so. And he's going to be good at the defensive tackle position. Linebackers also they need at 16. This is where Devin Lloyd comes into play. This is about the earliest I see him going. And slots in perfectly for him. Now, number 17 is, I'm about to say San Diego. It's the LA Chargers. And they have a few needs. They need a defensive tackle, but he's gone in Jordan Davis. And I believe San Diego could have bumped up maybe with Houston to get Jordan Davis before Philly gets him. And I might do that in my next mock. I might do LA trying to bump up and get that pick instead of Philly. And I believe because LA couldn't stop the run last year, they're definitely going to go D-tackle. They're going to go with, if not the best one, the second best one in Devontae Wyatt from Georgia, and put him there in the middle. Now we're going on to 18, New Orleans. I flip-flop between Matt Corral and a wide receiver in this one, right? But because they invested in Winston so much, and he's still young, and he still potentially could be their quarterback of the present and the future, let's go wide receiver instead. I was thinking more so of the lines of Burks, but Drake London's for me is the one that they should probably go with here. All right, moving on to number 19 now. We got that's my dogs. Moving on to number 19, we got Philly, and they already got the defensive tackle they need and the linebacker they need. So let's go to the third part of the defense, the secondary. So what I like right here, and this guy's been moving up a lot of people's boards, Mr. Daxton Hill, the safety from wow, my light went off. There we go. That's strange. Daxton Hill, the Michigan's safety, is gonna move in there. I really like Lewis Cine from Georgia, but I think it's a little early for him. This is more Daxton Hill. He's the second safety off the board behind Hamilton. But moving up in my boards right now is Lewis Cine, big time. All right. They could have went cornerback, straight up cornerback. They have McDuffie there, McDuffie, Andrew Boot, but I'm gonna go more so the route of the safety in that position. Now Pittsburgh, they missed out on their quarterback. They had a chance to move up and potentially get Malik Willis. You have Kenny Pickett sitting there, but how much better is he than Trubisky? You could give Trubisky some weapons. You have no wide receivers there. You have no running back. You also need cornerback, okay? So wide receiver wise, I like a Treylon Burks a lot right here, right? Defense wise, they need a cornerback big time. I like an Andrew Boot here. My last one, I went more so the route of the cornerback, and I left Burks off. But now, thinking about it, they really need Treylon Burks big time here. They need a wide receiver. He screams Pittsburgh Steeler wide receiver. And I'm going to go Treylon Burks here from Arkansas. He's going to be the wide receiver. At 21 now, we got New England, and they could go two ways, right? New England could go, they definitely go in defense. They either go in the linebacker route or secondary cornerback route. Now, if they went cornerback, it's Andrew Boot all day. Or McDuffie. If they go linebacker, it's Nakobe Dean, right? Cornerback, yeah, but Nakobe Dean screams New England. So it's penciling Nakobe Dean, linebacker from Georgia, as a steal at number 21 to New England. I like him a lot. But he screams Bill Belichick all day. All right, Green Bay now at 22, and they have two needs. And they got two picks. Offensive lineman, wide receiver, okay? So if Burks had stayed on the board still, I'm saying this is a perfect spot for Burks. It doesn't get, it's clear cut and easy. But he doesn't, and I have two options: Olave and Dotson from Penn State. The better player, I think at the end of the day, might end up being Dotson, whereas Olave might be the studier player, where he's more, to me, like a Golden Tate type of wide receiver. Great route running and stuff like that. In actuality, well, I believe there's going to be some trades that's going to take place. Maybe like a DK Metcalf going to Green Bay for their one of their first round picks, and I could see that happening draft day. But as for now, I see them going more so the Chris Olave route. Pencil him in as their wide receiver in the draft, and we're good there. Yeah, do I want to go that route? Actually, excuse me. Let's redo that. We're not going to go the Chris Olave route. We're going to go more so the offensive lineman route because I jumped the gun there again. We're going to go with Kenyon Green. Reason why? You have Dallas and needing the offensive lineman. You have Tampa Bay needing the offensive line before you go again with your second pick at 28. And I think the player they want to get is probably Kenyon Green here. So let's go Kenyon Green, okay? Kenyon Green at 22 to Green Bay. Let's fix that. All right, moving on. 23, Arizona. They have a lot of needs. Cornerback, edge rusher, tight end, running back, offensive tackle. But in my strong opinion, I believe they're going to go the cornerback route. And this is where Trent McDuffie comes into play. Oh, sorry, my bad. Andrew Boot comes into play because he's still on the board. And they're going to go the Andrew Boot route. This is where Dallas comes into play now. And I could see a trade here between Green Bay and Dallas. Green Bay moving up to 24 from 28. So they get their wide receiver, Chris Olave. Or even Buffalo training with them before Tennessee and Tampa Bay takes him. Because Tennessee and Tampa Bay also need wide receiver help. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if I think Dallas is more of a willing participant in that trade route. So let's see if Dallas is willing to trade with Green Bay for that wide receiver. Okay. And Dallas to move up about 4 spots. What will it take to make this trade happen? So Dallas has the 24. They have a lot of picks this year, so there's Green Bay. And the 28. So we're swapping those two. What do you need to give up to get that? Let's go 59. That's 2 in the second round. Green Bay has 2 in the second round, so could they use the 59th pick? Will that be enough? The 28 and the 59 for the 24th. Let's see. Actually, should I go third round first? Let's try the third round. Let's try 92. 28 and 92. I don't want to give up everything right off the bat for 24 to move up 4 spots. So Green Bay giving up 28 and 92 for 24. Declined. Okay. Let's try again. Boom. Dallas. Green Bay. Okay. For the 24th pick, here's the 28. Let's give you 59, which is the second round pick. Let's see if that works. Propose it. Boom. Confirmed. Declined. All right. I'm going to try one more time, man. One more time. I'm going to give up a third pick. I'm going to give up a third pick for this because they really need to get Chris Olave. They need to get that wide receiver in there. All right. So I feel those are fair, but let's see. 28 for the 24. That's a wash. The 53rd, which is in the second round, and 171, 132, a 4th round pick. So I'm giving up a 1, a 2, and a 4 for their first to move 4 spots. Is this doable? Is this doable right here? Let's see. So I'm giving the 28th pick, the 53rd, and 132 from Green Bay for Dallas's 24th pick. Let's see if this works. Trade accepted. All right, so now Green Bay moves up. They can get Chris Olave. And let's go ahead and pencil in Chris Olave there for that pick. And you're good to go. All right, right before Buffalo, in case Buffalo or Tennessee or Tampa Bay try to make that move. Okay, moving on to number 25, Buffalo. Buffalo could go a few ways: cornerback, defensive tackle, offensive guard, edge, and running back. They're definitely not doing running back this early in the game. So let's see. I like the cornerback position for them. I like Mr. McDuffie. Go ahead and pencil him in as a starter. They got burnt in the AFC division game against KC, so they need some secondary help. All right, Tennessee losing the wide receiver they wanted to get, and I really have them getting a wide receiver here. So could they go Dotson route? Do they need anybody in the offensive line? They need an offensive center and a cornerback. I feel like Mr. Lindenbaum could be blocking for Mr. Henry for years to come. So let's go ahead and pencil in Tyler Linderbaum here. And it's a perfect fit for me in Tennessee. All right, we got Tampa Bay on board, and they need some offensive line help along with some wide receiver help. Dotson is perfect here, but he's another Chris Godwin who they re-signed, so I don't think that's too strong of a need for them. Kalafdis could play in here because he's gonna play on that line, and they need some line help. Don't think they need anything on linebacker or cornerback position, so I'm leaning towards Zion Johnson. I am leaning towards him. They need D tackle help. Let's go ahead and sign up Zion Johnson for 1 year of protection on Mr. Brady. 1 year in protection of Mr. Brady and Mr. Fournette. All right. Dallas now is back on the board, and they went down 4 spots in order to gain some draft capital, which they did. Safety, defensive tackle, linebacker, offensive tackle, offensive guard here. I had them before if the Kobe fell to that position, going to Kobe, but he didn't. So, does this Lewis Seen? Is this when Lewis Seen comes into play as safety? I could see that. Cornerback route, Elam. Linebacker, no, too early for that. I'm going with the hard hitting Lewis Seen, man, because he's gonna rattle some bones in Dallas, man. You put him with Diggs. Let me just verify. Yeah. Nobody on defensive tackle. They can go the offensive tackle route. I feel a Rahman could come in here and play. Let's see what we got in the offensive line again. But I'm seeing Seen right here, man. Yeah. They got the Bernhard. Rahman could come in and play right here. But let's go Lewis Seen route as safety. 3 safeties were in the first round, so that's good. Safety position is being valued a lot this off season in the NFL. So now Kansas City's on the board. They're on the board twice. I feel like somebody wants to move up into from the second round into the first, right? Because these quarterbacks are still on the board, like a Kenny Pickett. And they want to get that before Detroit get their hands on Kenny Pickett. So, let's go. Since KC's going back to back, they need safety, wide receiver, edge, cornerback, tight end. Let's go ahead. Why would they need tight end? But maybe for depth, but who knows? All right. Let's go ahead and pencil in Dotson here. I feel he's a great replacement for Hill as far as his speed and his route running is concerned. Let's go ahead and see if we could trade this 30th pick overall for some more draft capital. So let's go. I'm looking at right now for the 30th pick, Seattle and Indy as 2 potential teams in need of that. So let's go with Indy first since they don't have a first round pick. And they like to trade, and he could be a backup for 1 year behind Ryan. Let's see what it'll take to move up from what pick they have. They have like the 42nd. All right, so they have the 42nd pick to move up to 30. They got 2 third-rounders next year. So they're moving up 12 spots. They're moving up a whole round. How would you get there? What do you need to give up to get their quarterback of the future? Because they have the quarterback of the present, but to get their quarterback of the future, do they have enough capital? Seattle already made a trade. They don't need to make this trade because they already got their quarterback, so they got Malik, so they don't really need to make this trade. If they wasn't able to make the trade with the Giants, then definitely right here, Seattle, see them moving their second round picks to get into the first round and get Pickett. But this is all Indy here. So what does Indy have to give up for Let's go 42nd and 73rd for the 30th. Let's see if that works. And then maybe a pick next year. If it doesn't work, let's see if this works. Propose it. So the 42nd and 73rd for the 30th, confirm, declined. Okay, knew that was going to happen. They're pretty strict. They're pretty strong here. So let's see. KC again. I'm going to try it 3 times. After 3 times, that's it. We're just not going to do the damn trade. All right, so for the 30th pick, here's the 42nd. Here's the 73rd. Let's try a 3rd round next year. Let's try Indy's 3rd round in 2023. Let's see if that works. So the 42nd to 73rd and the next year's 3rd round pick was they have 2, and not the one from Washington, but Indy's for the 30th pick overall. Declined again. So we're going to try one more time. Let's see if this works, okay? They really need this quarterback of the future. Boom. All right. And KC. So, I'm giving you the 42nd. Fingers crossed. This is my last time trying. 73rd this year. And the 2nd next year. Since you have 2 3s. Yeah, the 2nd next year. So you're getting like to move up into the 1st round for the 30th pick overall to get Kenny Pickett. You're giving up, because I think the 73rd is a late 2nd or early 3rd. And just to make this sweeter, we're going to give you the 239th pick this year. All right? You have a ton of draft capital this year for the 30th pick overall. So, to summarize this, Indianapolis is giving up the 42nd pick this year, which is 2nd round, 73rd pick this year, which is 3rd round, 239th pick this year, which is 7th round, and the 2nd round pick next year to move up 12 spots to move back into the 1st round and to get the 30th pick overall to get Kenny Pickett. Let's see if this works. Accepted. All right. Indy's back in the 1st round. I felt we gave up a lot, but they got their quarterback of the future. And they're going to go ahead and select Mr. Kenneth Pickett from Pittsburgh as the 30th pick overall to make sure that Detroit don't get him at 32. Now, Cincinnati Bengals, the Super Bowl runner-up, is on board. Let's see what they have and what they need. It was going to be offensive linemen, but they got a few players. They got Collins. Need safety, defensive tackle. They still got B.J. Hill there. Oh, Kalafdis is still on the board. Wow, okay. Kalafdis is on the board. Wow. This is going to look good for Detroit if Kalafdis falls to them at 30. This is right up Dan Campbell's wheelhouse. Safety, defensive tackle. Perion Winfrey could come into play here. Jaquan Brisker, the safety. Let's see what we have on offensive line position, because they got better there. They got Bernard Rahman, who could slot in at guard too. Sean Ryan, that's too early for him, and Lindstrom is too early for him too. So, I'm feeling like they might go the route of defensive tackle, and Perion Winfrey might be the guy that they want to go with. That leaves at 32, Mr. Kalafdis, the best player left on the board. George Kalafdis, and he's going to Detroit. All right, my mock is over. So what is this? What is this here? Okay. Everybody's review, okay. Boom. This was fun. I mean, that was just only the 1st round or whatever, and and it's pretty much you see 3 trades I was allowed to do. I feel like there's 4 that's gonna happen that day. That could potentially happen. two quarterbacks were in the first round. Indy snuck back in and got their quarterback need fulfilled. Their quarterback of the future need fulfilled. I feel this is not bad. The Giants did good. My Giants did good with Gardner and Cross. And I feel this is going to be a good draft, man. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see this on unfold on TV. Linderbaum fell a little bit. Kalafdis fell a little bit than what expected. Pickett definitely fell. I feel like Lewis Seen moved into the first round. Dotson moved in the first round. Winfrey moved in the first round. Zion Johnson. A lot of players, a lot of moving is going to happen. I believe some actual players that's in the NFL right now is going to get moved, like DK Metcalf, maybe a Saquon Barkley that night. Maybe James Bradbury, too, might be moved from the Giants. So it's going to be a very interesting few nights of the NFL draft, and I'm excited, looking forward to it. If you like what you've seen, like, subscribe, tell a friend. Talk to you later. Peace.